Gentlemen, let me ask you something real. Has a woman ever told you something so flattering, so sweet that for a moment your entire guard dropped, only for you to regret it later? Maybe she praised you for being the strongest man she's ever known. Maybe she whispered that you're the best she's ever had. And before you even realized it, you were solving her problems, covering her bills, forgiving her lies, or excusing behavior you knew deep down wasn't right. That, my friends, is not romance, that is strategy. You see, the most dangerous manipulation doesn't come from insults or anger. It doesn't come from shouting or threats. No, the most dangerous manipulation comes from sweet words dropped at just the right time, designed to bend your will and pull you deeper into her control. And once you fall for it, the price is high. Worry talking wasted years, lost money, broken trust, even shattered self. But there's the truth most men never hear. You can spot this manipulation before it destroys you if you know what to look for. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on 5 of the sweetest lies women use to control men, and at the end I'll reveal the bonus red flag phrase. One that instantly exposes whether she's real or just using you. The male brain is far more sensitive to positive or reinforced praise, compliments, validation. Meanwhile, the female brain is more sharply tuned to negative signals. What does that mean for you? It means that when she drops a compliment, your guard lowers automatically. You feel validated, special, even chosen. And that's exactly why sweet talk is the perfect weapon to steer you where she wants you. Before we get into the 5 lies, do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss another lesson that could literally save years of wasted time and pain. And let's make this interactive. Be honest with me. Have you ever fallen for before? Just drop a simple yes or no in the comments, because chances are our story is going to sound familiar. Toa. Lot of men watching right now. Stay with me because the phrases I'm about to reveal may sound harmless, even beautiful, but when used with the wrong timing, they can completely shift the power in your relationship. Let's begin. Number 1. I love our conversations. On the surface, this sounds like the sweetest thing a woman could say. Every man wants to believe his words. His presence is so captivating she just can't get enough. And yes, sometimes it's genuine. But here's the dangerous truth. When she keeps saying, yet never makes the effort to actually see you face to face, that's not connection. That's substitution. She's not choosing you. She's using you as a placeholder until something better shows up. Let me break it down. When a woman truly values your conversations, she will naturally want to match that connection with a physical own. She'll make time. She'll want to sit across from you, to laugh with you in person, to deepen what you've already started. Words are the bridge. Action is what builds the road. And if all you're getting is words with no effort to meet, then that bridge is leading you nowhere. You're not her man, you're her placeholder. Take David, a 52-year-old engineer who had been divorced for a few years. Like many men, he turned to online dating. That's where he met a woman who seemed perfect, charming, funny, and gained through text. Every night, she'd tell him, I love our conversations. You're the only one who really gets me. At first David felt special. He believed had finally found someone who appreciated his mind, his humor, his presence. But here's where the cracks begin to show. Whenever he asked her to meet for dinner, she always had an excuse. Late work, family crisis, not feeling well. This happened again and again and again. After months off texting, David finally realized the harsh truth. She never intended to meet. David wasn't her partner. He was her emotional crutch, the safe option she leaned on when she was bored, lonely, or restless, while she kept her real life open for someone else. Here's the hard truth. Gentlemen, if a woman only engages with you on her terms through her phone, at her convenience, you're not building intimacy. You're supplying attention, and attention is addictive. She's getting her fix off validation while you confuse her availability to chat with genuine interest. That confusion is dangerous, Bess. Men are biologically wired to respond strongly to positive stimuli. So, when she sprinkles that sweet line, I love our conversations, your brain lights up like fireworks. You mistake comfort for commitment. You mistake words for love. So, how do you know if it's real? It's simple. Watch what happens when you shift the frame. Invite her into your real life. Suggest coffee, suggest a walk, suggest dinner. If she avoids it, the message is crystal clear. She doesn't love you. She loves the idea of having you on the hook. A woman who truly values you won't just love the words you type. She'll want to feel your presence. Gentlemen, the solution is simple, but not easy. Stop giving endless energy to women who refuse to meet you in reality. Don't bait the emotional janitor who cleans up her boredom at midnight through text. Value your time. Value your presence. She's not willing to match her words with real action. Step back and invest your energy in someone who will. Others, where it gets even trickier. Once Chesh realizes words alone don't hold you on anymore, she might upgrade her game. That's when the compliments start pouring in, and they'll be aimed straight at your ego. And that brings us to Sweetly Sucker 2. You're so amazing, so strong, so generous. Let's be honest, what man doesn't Levetto hear this? When a woman tells you you're handsome, powerful, successful, or generous, it strikes at the deepest part of your ego. It feels incredible. It feels like a rocket fuel. Your brain lights up with dopamine. For a moment, you feel unstoppable, like the king of your world. But here's the catch. If she's only saying it to set you up for an ask, then it's not admiration. It's strategy. Think about it. Flattery by itself isn't dangerous. In fact, we all need it. In a healthy relationship, it flows naturally without agenda. But when every compliment is followed by a request, that's when you know you're not buying. You're being softened up. It's just like a salesman who tells you how brilliant you are right before sliding the contract across the table. She's not admiring you. She's conditioning you. Take Mark, a 47-year-old business owner. He started a woman who constantly showered him with praise. You're so generous. You're the kindest man I've ever met. At first, Mark felt proud. Finally, someone saw his good heart. But soon, he noticed a disturbing pattern. Right after praising his generosity, she'd casually mentioned her phone bill. A week later, after calling him such a strong man, she hinted about her broken fence. By the third month, it was her rent. The third was undeniable. Compliments in, requests out. Mark realized he wasn't in a romance. He was in a transaction. Gentlemen, here's what you need to pay attention to. The timing. Real adoration stands on its own. Fake admiration comes with strings attached. If she tells you you're amazing, and right after asks for money, favors, or constant problem solving, you're button played, and the asks aren't always financial. Sometimes it's endless rides. Sometimes it's constant errands. Sometimes it's emotional labor. She'll be handling herself. The point isn't the size of the request. The point is the predictability of the pattern. So what's the solution? When she gives you a compliment, don't let it cloud your judgment. Instead, pause. Observe. Does the praise stand by itself, or does it open the door to a hidden agenda? Here's a simple test. Say thank you and leave it there. If she smiles and the moment stays light, that's genuine. If she pivots into actually, could you help with you have your answer? Men, you need to understand this clearly. A woman who truly values you compliments you because it brings her joy to uplift you, not because she wants to cash in on your pride. Real love fuels you. Manipulation drains you. And if you ignore this difference, you'll end up pouring your money, time, and energy into someone who doesn't love you. She only loves what you can provide. And here's the scary part. Once Sesh learns how to play your ego, she'll keep pressing that button. But with the pins, when she hits the button, men are most vulnerable to the one directed to your masculinity. In the bedroom. That brings us to Sweet Lie the Mary. You're the best lover I've ever had. Gentlemen, every man on earth wants to hire this. Why? Because it hits at thievery core of male pride. It doesn't just mean you're good in bed. It crowns you as the best she's ever had. For a man, this feels like the ultimate validation of masculinity. It's intoxicating. It's powerful. It's addictive. But here's the harsh truth most men don't want to hear. Sometimes that line isn't about you, it's about control. When it's real, it shows up naturally. Maybe after a night where the chemistry was undeniable. She leans in and whispers, "You make me feel things no one else has." That's genuine and deal. See it backed up by her actions. Affection, warmth, consistency, and respect outside the bedroom. But when it's a tactic, pay close attention, Tohan, it shows up. It often arrives at moments when she needs to distract you, pacify you, or cover something up. Earlier, after months of being her texting companion, the woman he was seeing finally upped the stakes. She asked him to buy her a designer handbag. David politely declined, explaining that it wasn't his responsibility, and her response, immediate, "If you loved me, you'd do it. You don't care about me at all." In an instant, David went from being the man who provided her hours off conversation to being painted as cold, selfish, even cruel. And for a moment, David questioned himself, am I being too harsh? Maybe I am failing her. That flicker of self-doubt. That's exactly what she wanted. Here's why this tactic works so well. Most men fear being seen as unloving. It's wired into our psychology. We don't want to be the bad guy. So, when she attacks that core part of your identity, you scramble to prove her wrong. You buy the gift, you cave on the boundary. You swallow your no, and the second you do, the cycle is locked in. Every time you resist in the future, she'll reach for the same weapon. This is emotional blackmail dressed up as artist of love. But here's the truth, you need to remember. Love doesn't need constant proof. Love doesn't demand that you sacrifice your dignity just to show you care. Real love respects your limits. Fake love punishes them. So, how do you deal with this manipulation? Step 1. Recognize it for what it is. Don't argue about whether you care. You already know the truth. Step 2. Respond with clarity, not defense. Say something like, my love isn't measured by gifts or favors. It's measured by respect. If you can't see that, then this isn't love. That shuts down the guilt trip and shifts the responsibility act to her behavior. Gentlemen, listen carefully. You don't tell proof of your love every time you say no. A relationship where no isn't acceptable isn't a relationship. It's a hostage situation. If her affectionately survives when you comply, it's not love at all. And now that you've seen the 5 sweetlies and the 1 bitter red flag, you need to realize something powerful. It's not about the words themselves. It's about the timing, the frequency, and that's the invisible pattern that decides whether you're being cherished or controlled. So, let's bring everything full circle. We've uncovered the 5 sweet lease women use to control men. 1. I love her conversations. 2. You're so amazing, so strong, so generous. 3. You're the best lover I've ever had. 4. I love you. 5. You're my hero. And of course, the bonus red flag that sounds bitter, not sweet. You don't care about me. You don't love me. Now don't get me wrong. These words aren't evil in fact, when there isn't sir, they're some of the most beautiful words you'll ever hear. But when they're used in the wrong context at the wrong time, with the wrong intent, they stop being love and start being leveraged. Too many men only realize this truth after years of being drained. Years off paying bills that weren't theirs. Years of forgiving behavior that never changed. Years of carrying the full weight of a relationship that was never mutual to begin with. Gentlemen, don't let that be your story. You don't have to wait until you've lost money, time, and self-respect to finally wake up. You can see the red flags now. You can walk away now. You can protect yourself now. Here's the ultimate truth. Real love doesn't come with a price tag. Real love doesn't demand proof through endless favors or emotional blackmail. Real love stands firm, even when you say no. It's hound through respect, consistency, and care, not through manipulation and guilt. So pay attention to the patterns. If her sweetest words always come with strings attached, that's not love, it's control. And you deserve better than that. If this message spoke to you, don't just keep it to yourself. Hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss another video from Dark Psychology. Drop a comment below and tell me which app these sweet lies have you heard the most. Your story might be exactly what another man needs to hear to finally wake up. And don't forget to like and share this video, because the more men will see this, the fewer will fall into the same trap. Gentlemen, stay sharp, stay aware, and remember this. These sweetest words can sometimes be the most dangerous lies. From accountability. Gentlemen, your strength lies in separating your ego from your judgment. If you can enjoy the compliment without being controlled by it, you win. But if you let it blind you, you'll keep excusing behavior that chips away at your dignity. And her kicker. If she can manipulate you with intimacy, just imagine the power she has when she drops the 3 most dangerous words in the English language, not just you're amazing. Not even you're at best, but I love you. Number 4. I love you. 3 little words every man longs to hear. They can melt defenses. They can heal wounds. They can make you feel like the absolute center of her universe. But here's the problem. Sometimes I love you isn't an expression of deep affection. Sometimes it's a tactical move. When those words are spoken in the wrong context at the wrong time, they stop being a gift and start being a weapon. Let's get this straight. In a healthy relationship, I love you flows naturally. It comes after meaningful moments, a deep laugh a sacrifice one of you makes, or a quiet night where the bond feels, and most importantly, it's backed up by consistency, care, respect, and actions that prove the love is real. That's when those words build intimacy. But in manipulation, timing is everything. She might drop, I love oh, right before asking for a hoot. She might say it right before bringing up money, rent, bills, or just a little help. Or worse, she might whisper it right after you've caught her lying, hoping those words will distract you from your anger. In those moments, I love you isn't love, it's leverage. Take John, a 55-year-old man in a long-term relationship. Over time, he began to notice a disturbing pattern. Whenever he confronted his partner about secret spending, like the time she pulled money from their joint account without telling him, her reaction was always the same. Tears in her eyes, she'd whisper, "But I love you." At first, John softened. He thought, if she truly loves me, maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I should let this go. But eventually, John realized a painful truth. Those words were never followed by changed behavior. They weren't backed by accountability. They were just a shield, a way to deflect his boundaries. The love was conditional. It only surfaced when she needed to neutralize his resistance. So, how do you protect yourself from this trap? Pay attention to 3 things: context, frequency, aftermath. Does she say I love you during necklaceness or only when she wants something? Does she repeat it like Abracan record whenever you resist her? And most importantly, what happens afterward? Because real love creates lasting warmth, but manipulative love, it disappears the second you give in, only to resurface the next time she wants something. Gentlemen, the solution here is simple, but it requires strength. Do not measure love by words alone. Test it against her actions. When she says, I love you, observe what follows. Does she respect your boundaries or push them further? Does your behavior align with her declaration? Or does she use those 3 words as a reset button every time she's caught? If it's the latter, then those words are not a confession. They're currency traded for your compliance. It hurts to face this truth, but it's better to wake up now than to spend years drained, manipulated, and broken. Real love thrives in honesty. Fake love hides in timing and excuses. And if you think, I love you, can be, wait until you hear theffer words designed to strike at thievery core of a man's protector instinct. The words that turn you from a man into her hero. Number 5. You're my hero. These 4 little words can melt a man faster than anything else. Why? Because deep down, every man wants to be seen as strong, reliable, and the one she can't really count on. Being called a hero taps directly into your protector instinct. It's flattering. It feels noble. It makes you believe you're indispensable. But here's the harsh reality. It's not admiration. It's bait. When it's sincere, you're my hero, comes from gratitude. Maybe you helped her through a difficult week. Maybe you stood by her during a real crisis. Or maybe you've shown up consistently in her life, with love, stability, and care. In those cases, the words are backed by appreciation, and you'll see it in how she treats you afterward, with respect, reciprocity, and genuine warmth. She admires you because she values who you are, not just what you can do for her. But when it's manipulation, the phrase always comes tied to a need. She calls you her hero right before asking for something she should be handling herself. Suddenly, being her hero means fixing her car, paying her bills, bailing her out of messes she created, and here's where it gets dangerous. The title of hero gets dangled in front of you like a medal, but the cost of keeping it grows higher and higher. Here's the trap most men don't see. Once you buy into that role, you start overgiving to protect the identity she created for you. You don't want to lose her admiration, so you keep proving yourself again and again. Meanwhile, she's not respecting you. She's managing you. You're not her hero, you're her handyman, her financier, her safety net. So, how do you tell the difference? Pay attention to how often the phrase shows up. Real gratitude is rare, it's spontaneous. It's genuine, but manipulation. It's predictable. I fear my hero magically appears every time she needs something. You're not being loved, you're being leveraged. Here's the solution, gentlemen. Don't let your need for validation trap you. If she calls you her hero, thank her, but don't rush into proving it. Step back and ask yourself, is this something she could and should be handling first? Would she still call me her hero if I said no? That's the real test. Because if her admiration disappears the moment you stopped serving her, it was never admiration at all. It was a mask. Remember this. You don't need a woman to crown you a hero. Your worth doesn't come from saving someone who refuses to save herself. A real partner won't need you to constantly prove your value through sacrifice. She admire you for who you are, not just for what you can. And here's where things reach breaking point. Because while hero flatters your ego, the most dangerous phrase doesn't sound sweet at all. It's bitter, it's guilt-ridden, and it usually comes right after you dare to say one simple word, no. And that brings us to bonus, red flag. This phrase doesn't sound sweet at all, but in many ways, it's the most manipulative of them all. It usually shows up at the exact moment you finally push back. The moment you stand your ground. The moment you diretto say the one word manipulative women can't stand. No. That's when you hear it. You don't care about me. You don't love me. This isn't designed to flatter you. It's designed to break you. The goal is simple. To flip the script and make you feel like the bad guy for simply protecting yourself. When a woman says this line, she's not speaking from genuine hurt. She's speaking from control. Let's go back to David, the 52-year-old engineer we mentioned.